Echoes of Wisdom is a really goofy game, especially when you start unlocking some of the weirder echoes. So today I'm showing you a bunch of weird things I found that you can do in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. If you place down a platform next to enemies like Borblins, they'll jump on top of it, stun themselves, and actually be completely unable to fight the platform at all. It's okay, Borblin, you'll win eventually. He's not gonna win, he's stupid. This isn't the most practical thing to do, but you can put a bed down on top of the platform and sleep while the Borblin still tries to fight it and fails. It's not really that useful, but if you want to recover some hearts in the middle of a fight with the Borblin and do it with style, I guess that's certainly a way to do it. There's a monster called the Goose Spectre, and it flattens into the ground, and I discovered that you can pick it up and you can walk around essentially carrying a puddle of goo, which looks really weird. I thought maybe if you threw it at an enemy, it would immediately pop up and attack them, but it actually doesn't, which is kind of sad. But it is pretty fun to throw green pancake looking things at enemies. If you make an echo of a carrot, your horse will come, and I was thinking, what kind of weird things can you do with the horse? So my first thought obviously was, what happens if you put it in water? And well, it dies. To experiment further, I put down some water blocks to see if you could ride the horse into the water and drown it that way. But if it runs into water blocks, it just destroys them. I did discover that horses aren't affected by wind, so if you put a gust master and ride your horse next to it and jump off, you could use it to boost you to higher areas. I tried more experiments with the gust master, like putting it on top of a platform and using it to jump across lava, but it didn't really work out. Of course, if you didn't know, you could just grab onto it and it'll move you around. But I was trying to be more creative with my methods of traversal. For example, putting down a bed and a tornado to launch you into a battle in style. That's pretty cool. I actually tried doing this in the middle of a fight, but the bokoblins kept breaking the bed. This is one of the most impractical ways of getting around ever, but you make a spiked roller and you get a wind cannon, and then you attach to the cannon, jump over the spike roller, and it'll push you forward. It's really stupid. It's absolutely unnecessary, which makes it kind of perfect. I did discover that the spiked roller is actually very useful if you want to cut down large areas of grass. If you create it on top of water, it actually rolls on the top, but if you go underwater, you can roll it on the bottom to cut grass underwater. Speaking of water, I'm sure you've seen this already, but you can put down a bed on top of the water, get in it, and sleep in the middle of the ocean. It looks both terrifying and relaxing at the same time. Well, not if there's a nasty, ugly fish up in the corner. I also wanted to sleep as close as I could to the lava, so I stacked some beds up next to it and got on top of it, but I don't feel that's close enough. So I put a Tweeless in some lava, put a bed on top of the Tweeless, then got on the bed and started sleeping. That worked, but I wanted to try and fight an enemy, so I guided the Tweeless towards an Octorok, and I was a little bit too heavy on top of it, so it couldn't move and it was just walking in place. I wanted to do more things with the Tweeless, so I decided to put a spiked roller on top of it. I don't know why I did that. I think I'm just obsessed with the spiked roller. And of course, it just did nothing. It fell off of it. I did put a giant plant on top of the Tweeless, and it turned it into like a turret. I don't really know how effective this would be in a real battle, though. My Tweeless journey didn't stop there, though, because I put a snowball on top of it and turned it into a snowball launcher. There were snowballs bouncing all around the place, and it wasn't very effective, but it was pretty cool. This is why you come to my channel, to see me make a rock with a snowman on top of it. There's a frog echo called the Ribbitoon, and when you place it down, it makes the weather rainy. If you put one down at the volcano, it rains for just a little bit and then it ends almost immediately. And if you place it down in a snowy area, it does absolutely nothing. I put a Deku Baba on top of a block of ice, and you can use it as like a portable chomping system, and when they eat something and their mouth is full, you could push the block back. It's really goofy and not that practical, but at the same time, it lets you fight things from a distance without having to like hold on to it. The Snowball Echo is a snowball, but I was wondering what would happen if you put it in hot areas. I used it in the desert, and as expected, it melted. So I tried it in the lava area, and the same thing happened. What's weird though is I tried it directly on the hot part, and it melted at the same speed. That's not realistic, Nintendo. Fix your game. There's an echo that digs a little hole, and you can actually lead enemies into it, and they'll fall into it and straight up die. I also tried to drop a Lionel into a hole. We're gonna use a hole mill against a Lionel, and we're gonna see if it falls into the hole. Go in. Oh, he doesn't go in. He doesn't go in the hole. help me. At this point, I wanted to see if there was any way that you could outsmart a Lionel. My first idea was this guy that freezes enemies. But when I tried it on the Lionel literally did not care about it at all. So how about a Tornado? On normal enemies, you throw it at them and it launches them up into the air. The Lionel literally could not care less about the Tornado. It doesn't affect it at all. It doesn't even damage it. All right, well, what about a Redead? Normally, it shrieks and scares enemies so that they're stunned in place. And of course, it does absolutely nothing against the Lionel. This guy does not care. I had to prove to you all that the spiked roller is good for something. So I tried it against the Lionel, and it actually works pretty good because not only does it push the Lionel back a little bit, but it also does some damage. I don't think you'd want to actually try and fight the Lionel with any of my ideas, though. All right, now hear me out. I'm going to grab the Lionel, pull him into water somewhere, and then I'm gonna beat him. I can't grab him. Oh my god. Follow me, you freak. Now how am I gonna get him in the water? Here's my idea. Come up here. You idiot. I beat him! Oh, I'm so good at this game. End the video. End the video. I'm so good at this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want me to do a tier list of every single Echo and Echoes of Wisdom, that's 127 of them, I think. Just let me know with a comment down below. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, so maybe you can help me out with that. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.